I'm here in the forest on the trail here, and all alongside of me is poison ivy. The poison ivy tends to grow on the trail sides or the edges of woodlands, just wherever it gets a little bit brighter light while still being, partially shaded. So it's always going to have 3 leaves here, and each 3 leaves is connected to a petiole, which honestly is often connected to a small stem. Whether or not you can actually see that kind of depends on where you are, but this will be a vine, and these are not all different plants. There's probably only a couple different vines here. You will find them among other vines as well, like Virginia creeper, which has 5 leaves instead of 3. Virginia creeper is pretty much harmless, although I wouldn't eat it. But poison ivy has urushiol, an oil in it that causes contact dermatitis. Now, you will not get a poison ivy rash from just touching it alone. You get it from the oil which is inside it. So if you break it open, or if an animal that has passed previously has already broken it open, then you will get a rash. Now, you can wash it off, but you need to wash it off before it actually starts setting into your skin, which honestly I would probably do before half an hour passes. I have in the past gone to bed with it all over me, and it was a very, very bad time. I had to go on steroids to clear it up. I did not have fun. It was all over my chest and legs and arms. So as you walk here, it is almost entirely poison ivy, all 3 leaves. Some people have said that it gets reddish. Honestly, it only really gets reddish in the fall. That is not a good determinant. But 3 leaves it will always have, and it's always going to be attached to stalk, probably to another set of 3 leaves. So as you can see here, 3 stalk, and almost all of them, depending on your leaf here, will have little ridges and points towards the ends. So point. I don't know if you can see this too largely, but they have a couple points on either side of the leaf towards the end of the leaflet. And that. So there you go. That one's got a couple on either side. Some are more defined than others. Like that one has a very good point. Hopefully I don't actually touch any of these, but that hopefully should get you a kind of a gist of what poison ivy will look like. Now, since this is a vine, it will be climbing at some point. Maybe not this one, but other ones you will find. Rut up trees. It does bloom, and it has white berries. Now, if you find a Virginia creeper that happens to be blooming as well, it will have purple and red berries depending on the stage of ripeness. You will never find a purple berry on poison ivy. They're going to be white. Don't even bother touching them. It's not worth it. Do not burn them either. If you burn them, the urushiol within the plant kind of aerosolizes, and you can breathe that in, and you probably don't want a rash in your lungs. That wouldn't be any fun. So you're going to find this everywhere. This is, I think, in like all 50 in the United States. Pretty much on every single trail side you find around here. Edge of the forest type of plant. So this is yet another patch of poison ivy here, mixed amongst a whole bunch of other different plants and vines. It is against the edge of the trail where it gets a little bit more sun. And if you're not careful, you can easily brush up against it. So be careful when you're walking. You never know what you're going to run through. This is not always against the edge of the trail. Sometimes you find it deeper in, and other times you find it growing out in the sun, growing right into the lawn. So there is no guarantee, but it will always pretty much look the same. That's your poison ivy.